Today we are going to Bath, in the southwest of England, for the second BHPC race of the season. It is not very far away from the GCN headquarters, the well-known cycling YouTube channel. I somehow managed to put my bike on the train. The station is not very far from the cycle track, but I have to climb a reasonably challenging hill, with gradient in excess of 11%. James Coxon has bought a Slyway Ultra recumbent. I really should not have recommended that bike to him. He is a multiple record holder and he is known for its huge power in time trials, so he is going to be hard to beat. He won the first race of the season in Hillingdon, but I missed it. I think he's lifted his seat more than me to be more aerodynamic. Initially I wanted to do that, but the position makes starting and stopping harder, and the handling is slightly worse. I do use this bike on busy city roads. He also has a rear wheel disc cover, and I think he's using time trial tires, so his bike should be slightly faster than mine in straight line. He does not seem to have a rear view mirror. I do prefer to have a mirror as it reduces the risk of collision. Now is the time for the first slow race, 30 minutes plus 1 lap. There is a good variety of bikes today. Barney Hall on his Raptor bike, Low Racer is on the front row. He is probably one of the favorites for that race. The trike category should be quite competitive. After the first lap, Barney Hall on his Raptor bike Low Racer is leading the race. He is leading by quite a huge margin of around 10 seconds. The chasing group is composed of Judy Swallow on her trike, Mal Rose on his carbon bike uncycled, Will Lewis on his Mako custom bike with a tail fairing, and Andy Adamson on his carbon bike uncycled. Further back, Peter Hodgson on his trike is trying to catch up. Martin Kiesel on his trike and Sheriff Harding on his uncycle are right behind. Stuart Glenn on his Moulton bike is further behind. Emily is riding a King Cycle recumbent, which is a British bike. Will Lewis on his partially faired bike has taken the lead of the race, ahead of Barney Hall on his Raptor bike Low Racer. Judy Swallow on her trike is in third place, followed by Mal Rose and Andy Adamson on their uncycles and James Hubbard on his Ice VTX trike. Steve Townsend on his Fujin recumbent and Peter Hodgson on his trike are not far behind. Martin Kiesel on his trike is further back. Sheriff Harding on his uncycle is quite a long way behind. Will Lewis on his partially faired recumbent is already lapping people. His tail fairing possibly gives him a good speed boost. I think the tail fairing area behind the shoulders should be more convex. It should cover the shoulders to get more speed, like the Burke Comet recumbent tail fairing. We've reached the tightest corner of the track. Will Lewis on his partially faired bike seems to have a nice trajectory. The problem with this corner is that it is slightly downhill, so the fastest riders have to use the brakes. Barney Hall is extending his right arm. I'm not sure it is a good idea, as it makes the bike lean even more. The trike riders generally lean their body inside the turn, like Judy Swallow on her trike here. The carbon bike uncycles are so low they do not require any leaning at all. Two Slyway Ultra bikes and the Cruzbike V20 are ready to race. Will Lewis on his partially faired recumbent is dominating that race. He probably should have been in the fast race. Julie Hanson on her Challenge Hurricane recumbent has the letter P at the back. Is it probationary or is it the category P on the driving license? Mal Rose on his uncycled is in third place ahead of Judy Swallow on her trike. This is the last lap. James Hubbard and Peter Hodgson are battling for the first place in the trike category. Will Lewis has won the race. Barney Hall on his Raptor bike low racer is in second place. Now is the time for the fast race.
30 minutes plus 1, 3, 2, 1, go!
The Streamliner are having the best start. Nick Esman on his Cruzbike V20 is starting slowly. Same thing for James Coxon on his raid Slyway Ultra. I am in third place behind Slash and Russell Bridge in their Streamliners. I am watching very carefully what they are doing behind me. I would not like it if they were working together, but that would not make any sense as James Coxon on his Slyway Ultra is the favorite. But right now, Johan Farver on his M5 low racer is on my tail. Lewis Rawlinson is trying to draft him. I don't think he will hold that pace very long. Nick Esman on his Cruzbike recumbent is right behind them. I'm not trying to go faster, as we are going to have to hit the brakes before the corner. James Coxon on his Slyway Ultra recumbent is coming back. This part of the track is a slight uphill. James Coxon on his Slyway Ultra is overtaking Johan Farver on his M5, but I am still ahead. This is the second tight corner of the track. James Coxon on his Slyway Ultra is on the attack. I don't really intend to yield so easily, so I am accelerating. This part of the track is a slight uphill again. His attack has failed. I really don't want to attack now, as I don't know what pace he can sustain. The plan now is just to make him slow down and have no pace. We are lapping Dave Minter on his tricycle, Nigel Slee on his iStrike, and Jerry Charlwood on his Strike. Now we are lapping Kim Wall in the not-so Streamliner. Kim Wall replaced Liam Goodman. He used to ride in the not-so Streamliner, so he is not as fast as he was. We are lapping Mark Henley on his Festina Low Racer and Andy Fowey on his Moulton bike. As expected, James Coxon wants me to lead, so he is slowing down exactly as I wanted. Everything is running as planned. I know he does not like when there is no pace. So we are going at a reasonably slow pace. And Johan Farver on his M5 low racer is coming back. He's taking the lead of the group. We are lapping Tim McDonald in his Milan SL Velomobile. We are lapping Lewis Rawlinson on his upright bike, although he is getting in my way. So I have got to close the gap to Johan on his M5 low racer. Slash in the Bino Streamliner is going to lap us. We are lapping Nigel Slee and Jerry Charlwood on their trikes. We are lapping Andy Foray on his mountain bike. Now we are lapping Nick Essman on his Cruzbike V20 and Kim Wall in her not-so-streamliner. The Cruzbike is not fulfilling its promises to be the fastest bike. At the same time, James Coxon, Joren Farver and me are probably stronger riders. Somebody is going to have to attack very soon. The problem with the races like 30 minutes plus 1 lap is that you can never be sure when the last lap is going to be, as it depends on when the leader crosses the line after 30 minutes. Nick Essman on his Cruzbike recumbent is staying with us, but he is 1 lap behind, so it does not matter. But it is good so we can compare the look of the Slyway Ultra on the Cruzbike V20. We are lapping Dave Minter on his trike. We are lapping Mark Henley on his Festina Low Racer. I am overtaking Joren Farver on his M5 Low Racer. That is not enough to beat James Coxon on his Slyway Ultra. So we are back together. It is getting tense as somebody is going to have to attack again. It is not the nicest place to attack here, as there are annoying turns. Somehow I'm getting a gap, as James Coxon is hesitating to overtake Jerry Charlwood on his strike. There is a dangerous corner coming up, so I am not expecting to maintain the lead. So James Coxon on his Slyway Ultra is back in my wheel. Joren Farver on his M5 Low Racer is dropped. I am accelerating again as I am not sure whether this is the last lap. Oops, it is not the last lap, so everything has to be done again. I am launching an attack again. I think in the end the last lap will be set to the lap before, to make for a very confusing finish. So I have won in the unfaired and partially faired category. I am third overall behind Slash and Russell Bridge in their streamliners. Now is the time for the second slow race. Somehow, Will Lewis, the winner of the first race, is not starting that race. The race is now clockwise. After the first lap, Barney Hall is leading the race. He is followed by Judith Swallow on her high strike. Then we have Malrose and Andy Adamson on their hand cycles, as well as Martin Kiesel on his strike and Steve Townsend on his challenge recumbent. Peter Hodgson on his strike is not far behind. Emily is riding a king cycle. It is very upright. I guess it is possibly better for climbing or for city traffic. As expected, Barney Hall is leading the race. And this is the last lap. That's a very close race between Malrose and Andy Adamson on their hand cycles. Barney Hall has won the race. Now is the time for the final race. Slash in the Beano Streamliner is not starting.
Coxon! 3, 2, 1, go!
James Coxon on his Slyway Ultra has a weird way to start. Johan Farver on his M5 Low Racer has a slightly faster start than me. I am not attacking now as I don't like the upcoming turn, which is harder to take than in the other direction. James Coxon on his Slyway Ultra is already in my wheel this time. Here is a deceptively dangerous turn, where one rider fell off last year. And we've got the tight corner. It looks like there is a gap between James Coxon and us. So I am going at the front to maintain a reasonably fast pace. The strategy is bound to fail, as Zoran on his M5 Low Racer has trouble staying in my wheel. James Coxon on his Slyway Ultra has come back. So we are back as we were in the first race. We are lapping Dave Minter on his tricycle. We are also lapping Jerry Charlwood and Nigel Slee on their trikes. We are lapping Kim Wall in her not-so-streamliner. We are lapping Jerry Charlwood and Nigel Slee on their trikes again. And now we are lapping Nick Essman on his Cruzbike V20. We are lapping Tim McDonald in his Milan SL Velomobile. The problem for Velomobiles here is that there are a lot of turns. James Coxon on his Slyway Ultra is on the attack. I am trying to stay with him, but Joren Favre on his M5 Low Racer is dropped. The question is whether the last lap is coming. This time, I am launching an attack because I am not sure whether it is the last lap. It is not the last lap, so all the work has to be done again. James Coxon on his Slyway Ultra is accelerating pretty hard. I am launching an attack again. The attack is successful, and I am taking all the points for the unfaired and partially faired classification. Russell Bridge in his Streamliners has won the race overall ahead of me. Everything went as expected. And I was lucky to board the train first, as there were a lot of cyclists whose bike does not fit on the bike stand. That's all for now. Stay tuned for the next video.